Hey YouTube, I'm Jess. I'm a freelance makeup artist from Toronto, and today I'm going to show you how to get hydrated, glowy looking skin even in the winter time. The most important part in this entire routine is your skin prep. Your makeup is only going to look as good as your skin underneath. So taking care of your skin on a regular basis and prepping it properly before you go in with makeup is going to make all of the difference in the world. The two most important steps, especially in the wintertime, for having a nice hydrated, glowy looking base to your makeup is to exfoliate and hydrate. During the wintertime, the air is really dry. It can pull moisture out of our skin and leave our skin feeling really dry and scaly. If you then try to layer makeup on top of that, your makeup is going to look cakey, it's going to look dry, it's going to flake off, it's not going to be it. That layer of dead skin can also build up sort of a protective barrier that prevents all of your beautiful skincare products from getting through to your skin underneath. So if you want your hydrating skincare products to work, and if you want your makeup to go on smoothly, we need to be exfoliating. My all-time favorite exfoliator is from Amore Pacific. This is the Treatment Enzyme Peel Cleansing Powder. I have had this same exact bottle of this exfoliator for 6 years, okay? And I use this on a weekly basis, so it's worth the splurge. Personally, I'm a fan of chemical exfoliants over physical exfoliants. I find they work better. Physical exfoliants can damage your skin, so I don't think it's worth it when you can just use a chemical exfoliant. So once you've gone ahead and removed that top layer of dry, crusty skin, you can go in with your skincare products, and skincare is the next most important step to having a really beautiful, glowing, hydrated base in the wintertime. You can use whatever skincare you want, customize it to your own budget, to your own skin. Everyone has different skin and requires different things. But if you want your skin to be really nice and hydrated and juicy, there are a few skincare ingredients that you can look for that are going to help with this. My favorites are ceramides, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and glycerin. But there's tons of hydrating skincare ingredients on the market, so you can do your research. But if a product is positioning itself to you and telling you that it's hydrating, moisturizing, it's probably going to have some combination of those ingredients inside of it. I'm going to prep my skin with 3 different skincare products today. The first is the Tree Mugwort Calming Ampoule. This product smooths sensitive skin, has a time drop method, and replenishes moisture. The consistency of it is really lightweight. It's almost like the consistency of water. So once I apply it, it almost instantly absorbs into my skin. You want to apply your skincare products in order from the lightest texture to the heaviest texture. Next, I'm going to go in with my serum. So the serum that I've been loving lately is from Merit. This is the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. This one's a little bit heavier. It has a little bit of oil in it, but you can see as soon as I apply that to my skin, everything is already looking really glowy, really fresh, really hydrated, really moisturized. And because this product is made to go underneath makeup, it acts like a really beautiful primer as well. It leaves the skin feeling super smooth and is just really the perfect base for makeup to go over top of. And in the summer, there were definitely days where I just went in with those 2 products before I went in with my makeup over top. But because it's wintertime and things are extra dry, I'm gonna go in with a moisturizer as well. And I know you guys aren't gonna be shocked to hear me say this, but my favorite moisturizer to use is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. And this is the thickest of my skincare products, so I'm going to apply it last. Charlotte made this moisturizer as a moisturizer / priming product. So it's actually designed specifically to be worn underneath makeup, which means it's the perfect combination of skincare and makeup in a way. This is my #1 hack for making your makeup look its absolute best. I use this on almost every single one of my clients. I've been repurchasing it for myself and for my makeup kit for many years now. It's definitely my most repurchased product from Charlotte Tilbury. It instantly floods the skin full of moisture and just makes it look and feel absolutely amazing. I know you guys can see such a huge difference in my skin already. It looks fresh, it looks hydrated, it looks glowing, it looks smooth, and this is exactly the type of base that we want before we go in with our makeup in order to have that nice hydrated, glowy looking foundation look. Before we move on to the makeup, I do want to say really quickly that this foundation routine is going to work best for those of you who have normal to dry to slight slightly oily skin, if you have very oily skin, the steps that I'm describing in this video won't work best for you. So if you'd like an oily skin foundation routine, definitely leave me a comment down below and I can do that for you as well. All right, so our skin is prepped and ready to go. Let's move on to the fun stuff, shall we? Because we've prepped and primed the skin so well, we don't necessarily need to use a primer, but for that ultimate glowy looking skin, I love to use a little bit of a glowy primer underneath my foundation as well. We just don't need a ton of it because things are already really glowy as they are. We don't want to overdo it. Today I'm going to use the Auric Glow Lust. I have mine in the shade Morganite. This product is really similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter and the e.l.f. Halo Glow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I see a lot of people using these types of products and applying them all over the face. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing that. I don't think that that gives a very nice look. You don't wanna be glowy all over. We wanna look glowy, we wanna look hydrated, but we don't wanna look oily. And so if we take this product and we put it all across our forehead and all across our cheeks and across our nose, it's gonna give more of that oily vibe and less of that I'm lit from within and glowing type of vibe that we're going for. So what I'm gonna do is be more specific and targeted with the areas of my face where I apply this glowy primer. So I'm going to specifically add it to the tops of my cheekbones. I even bring a little bit up underneath my eye because it helps to reflect some of the darkness in that area. And then I'm gonna add a little bit above my eyebrow as well, just to give myself a little brow lift. As I move my face, that's gonna catch the light really beautifully. I'm gonna avoid the center of my T-zone, I'm gonna avoid my nose, I'm gonna avoid my chin, I'm gonna avoid the lower parts of my cheeks, and just target this product to these areas specifically. So it's time to choose our foundation, and I feel like a mistake that a lot of people make is that after you've done all of this work to prep and prime the skin, you've gone in with a glowy primer, is that at this point they would go in with a dewy, glowy, hydrating foundation. If you want your makeup to slip and slide and fall off in 1 to 2 hours, then definitely go ahead, use a glowy foundation. But if you want your makeup to last, it's at this point where we're gonna use something a little bit less glowy and a little bit more matte. We've done all of this work to build up the glow from underneath, and we're gonna add a little bit of glow in targeted areas on top after we've applied the foundation. And it's this combination of hydrating and matte products that's gonna give us the ultimate glowy skin that is also going to last. So my current favorite foundation is the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. I went on a huge hunt after my previous favorite foundation was discontinued. I like a foundation that is more on the matte side but isn't super matte and super drying. And this one just looks so absolutely beautiful on top of the skin. It's also extremely long wearing, one of the most long wearing foundations that I've ever tried. And I think it goes perfectly in this type of routine. For this type of look, I like to use a damp sponge to apply the foundation. First of all, it's really quick. It does a great job of pressing the product into the skin so that it's not sitting on top and looking heavy and cakey. But also I find that the little bit of moisture that's in the sponge from getting it wet really just helps the makeup to blend really nicely together and gives even more of a hydrated looking look to the foundation. Okay, there we go. So I've gone in with a matte foundation, but you can see that because of all the work that we did prior to putting the foundation on, it still looks hydrated, it still looks glowy. I look lit from within. The more hydrated your skin looks, you guys, the more youthful and healthy you look. I don't look super healthy because I've got this foundation all over my lips making me look dead. But you guys can see what I mean. The video speaks for itself. My skin is glowing. After foundation, I like to go in with concealer. My acne has been absolutely horrendous lately, so I'm gonna do a little bit of spot concealing on my face where I have a little bit of redness poking through from my breakouts. And then I'm also gonna conceal the darkness underneath my eyes. And I like to blend that all in with my sponge as well. It's just so quick and easy. Oh, what a transformation. I absolutely love the process of putting on my foundation and getting my concealer on. I just feel so much better. So fresh, so flawless, just perfect. I wish that we could just apply all of these creamy liquid products and move on with our day and have our skin stay looking exactly like this, but I cannot. The next step in this foundation routine is powder. My absolute favorite powder, the one that I've been using for many, many years, is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. It's extremely finely milled. She jet mills it 3 times. It has almond oil and rose wax in it, so even though it sets the makeup down, it doesn't make it feel dry, it doesn't make it look cakey, and it gives the most beautiful airbrushed effect to the skin. But guess what, guys? Powder is going to take away the glow, especially when it's first applied. But we need that powder there to prevent our liquids and our creams from moving around during the day. We need to set our concealer so that it doesn't crease into the fine lines around our eyes. I also like to set any areas of the face where there's a lot of movement and where foundation can settle into fine lines because of that movement. So for me, that's in the area of my face where I have my little smile lines here. And then I also typically tend to get a little bit oily throughout the day. So I'm gonna add a little bit of powder to the areas where I typically get quite oily, and that is on my nose. I'm gonna do 2 layers of powder on my nose because my nose always gets super oily, and then a little bit through my T-zone as well. If I wanted my makeup to last more than 5 hours, I would actually do a full face set. So I would use my powder to set my entire face. But if I don't need my makeup to last a super long time, or if you guys have more dry skin, then just doing the targeted areas is going to work perfectly fine for you as well. So as you can see, that brought this shine and glow in my skin down quite a bit. But this is where all of that prep work is gonna come through and help us out. Even though I've gone ahead and applied powder to my face, my skin still has that glow coming through from underneath. You can see it. It's not as wet looking as before, but the glow is still there. And this way we're able to have glowy, hydrated looking skin that lasts throughout the day. At this point, you can go ahead and use your blush, your bronzer, do your eye makeup, your brows, whatever other parts of your makeup routine you wanna do. Once that's complete, we'll come back for the final 2 steps. All right, my friends, so the rest of my makeup is on. I've done my blush, my bronzer, my eyes, my brows, my lips, everything. So we're gonna do our final 2 steps that are gonna give us the most perfect, beautiful, glowing, hydrated looking skin in the winter time. So although I did my blush and my bronzer, I have not yet done highlight, and this is where we're gonna add a little bit more targeted glow just to the areas where we wanna have that nice glow, kind of more sitting on top of the skin and less coming through from underneath. We can add a little bit of intensity to certain areas to give us that real Hollywood red carpet glow. So I'm gonna use my favorite highlighter. This is Becca's Champagne Pop, an oldie but a goodie. I've got this on a small brush. This is actually an eyeshadow brush that I like to use for my highlight. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just apply this to the areas where we wanna add a little bit more shine, a little bit more drama. So I'm gonna add it here to the top of my cheekbone and kind of do a little C up towards the tail of my brow. Same thing on this side here. I'm gonna add a little bit again above my brows here for that little bit of a brow lift. And then some other areas where you can add highlight are to the tip of your nose, your Cupid's bow. Could add a little bit to your chin, but I don't love that look. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit here to the very inner corner of my eyes as well. It's gonna give us that extra pop, that extra glow that we're looking for. It's gonna catch the light beautifully as we move throughout our days, throughout our nights. And for our final step, this is really important, you guys, setting spray. I feel like I'm always harping on moisturizer and setting spray, but they are just so important to the overall look of your makeup. There are many different setting sprays on the market and they all do all sorts of different things. I would avoid using a setting spray that's designed to make your skin look super glowy. What those products do is apply a thin layer, like a film, all over your entire face, and all of the work that we've done to target certain areas of the face looking glowy is gonna go out the door. It's gonna be as if you put the Hollywood Flawless filter all over your face again. You're just gonna get shine everywhere and you're gonna look so glowy. You're gonna look so oily, greasy. Everything's just gonna slip and slide and move around throughout the day. So I would avoid those types of setting sprays. The 2 that I like are the One Size Until Dawn and the Urban Decay All Nighter. So depending what you want to do with your makeup is going to decide which setting spray you're going to use. If you need your makeup to last all day and all night, lasts for a super long time, then I recommend going in with the one size. This product is mattifying. So it's basically going to take this exact look that we have on our face right here and it's going to lock it in. But don't forget, we've got that layer of powder on top of the face, and so a product like this won't help that layer of powder kind of sink into the skin and look really nice and natural and kind of blend with the liquids and the creams. It's just gonna lock everything in and keep it there all night, while also kind of adding a little bit of matteness to the skin. It feels a little bit sticky, it feels a little bit tight, it's very fragrant, and yeah, it's just gonna add a little bit more matteness. Because we're going for more hydrated, glowy looking skin, because it's the winter time, I think that the Urban Decay All Nighter is actually going to be better for this. This does a great job of extending the life of your makeup while also not impacting the finish. So I'm going to use this one today. I'm going to use a nice layer. You really want to completely soak your face in this product. So this is going to do two things. It's going to extend the longevity of your makeup, like I said, but because of the consistency of it, it's also going to help all of the powders that we put on top of our skin just kind of melt softly in with the rest of the liquids and the creams that are underneath. And it's going to bring back some of that glow and some of that life to the face without actually adding any glow. It's just working with all of the work that we've already done and helping us get the most out of our makeup look. Good makeup is all about layers, and knowing which layers to put where is so important to help you get the perfect finished product. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I will answer them for you. Here is our finished look. I have hydrated, glowy looking, lit from within skin that is going to last all day and all night. You can see all of that prep work coming through from underneath. It's just beautiful and perfect and hydrated and glowing, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in a new video very soon.